25. The dike of secrecy had broken. Several dauntless Dutch boys were swept away by the raging tide. The tide swept them right out of Texarkana to their country estates, where they became unavailable for comment. Others remained at their posts and staunchly tried to plug new leaks. But the fall of certain isotopes in the wind created a universal byword, spoken on street corners and screamed by banner headlines. Lucifer is fallen. The Minister of Defense, his uniform immaculate, his makeup unsmeared, and his equanimity unruffled, again faced the journalistic fraternity. This time, the press conference was televised throughout the Christian coalition. Lady Reporter: Your Lordship appears rather calm in the face of the facts. 2 violations of international law, both defined by treaty as warlike acts, have recently occurred. Doesn't that worry the War Ministry at all? Defense Minister: Madam, as you very well know, we do not have a war ministry here. We have a defense ministry. And as far as I know, only 1 violation of international law has occurred. Would you mind acquainting me with the other? Lady Reporter: Which one are you not acquainted with? The disaster in Ituan, or the warning shot over the far South Pacific? Defense Minister, suddenly stern: Surely Madam intends nothing seditious, but your question seems to give comfort, if not credence, to the utterly false Asian charges that the so-called Ituan disaster was the result of a weapon test by us, and not by them. Lady Reporter: If it does, I invite you to throw me in jail. The question was based on a Near East neutralist account, which reported that the Ituan disaster was the result of an Asian weapon test underground, which broke free. The same account said that the Ituan test was sighted from our satellites and immediately answered by a space-to-Earth warning shot southeast of New Zealand. But now that you suggest it, was the Ituan disaster also the result of a weapon test by us? Defense Minister, with forced patience: I recognize the journalistic requirement of objectivity, but to suggest that His Supremacy's government would deliberately violate... Lady Reporter: His Supremacy is an 11-year-old boy, and to call it his government is not only archaic, but a highly dishonorable, even cheap attempt to shift the responsibility for a full denial.
Are you two having sex?
Madam, please restrain the tenor of your... Defense Minister: Overlook it, overlook it. Madam, you have my full denial.
So when do you want me to stop the video?
Dignify the fantastic charges. The so-called Ituan disaster was
They're
not the
probably
result of a weapon
keeping up
test
on us
by
all night.
Nor do I have any knowledge of any other recent nuclear detonation. Lady Reporter: Thank you. Moderator: I believe the editor of the Texarkana Star Insight has been trying to speak.